Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. This is Kaboom, and today I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks that I've learned by playing this first round of the expert mode. I was able to unlock the first trophy with Haskins in yesterday's live stream, and I'm working my way up to unlocking the other two trophies. So this video is going to focus on early game strategies on how to achieve the first part of unlocking the first trophy. Again, I cannot stress enough, be sure you bring a villager along with you every time. In this mode, if your villager dies, come on, let's go Linux. In this mode, if you're out exploring around with your villager and they happen to die while you're out exploring, they will not respawn next to you. They will spawn back at your village. You'll have to go back to your village. You will have to request that they go exploring with you, and hopefully they haven't gotten too upset and they tell you, no thank you, I don't want to go with you. I'm just kidding, I don't think that's an option, but as many times as I've had villagers die with me on journeys, I'm afraid at some point they're going to say that. Another tip in this mode is be sure you get a grill down as soon as possible and grill yourself some meat. This meat is going to give you bonus hearts, and like I said in the other video, this is really helpful and literally could be the difference between life and death. Also, before you eat the meat, be sure that you have your hearts filled up all the way so that you get every ounce of extra hearts that you have coming your way. Now we got 2 hearts, man. That's like 2 charms. Speaking of charms, you'll notice in this mode that the charms no longer gives you any bonus. Armor is not applied in expert mode. So now any defense that you would have gotten against hits as you progress through the game has been taken away. So just know that you are going to be a little more squishy than you normally would be in a standard game. One of the most important tips that I can give you is the Star Wars cave behind us. This Star Wars cave is a lifesaver. As you can see here, if you stand over here and you bring your enemies into this distance, you've got some backup power. You got 3 dudes with laser rifles that are going to help you defeat whatever creatures that you are trying to take out. Plus, you got your villager with a sword, hopefully, next to you. So if you're up here and you're like looking around and let's say, oh, there's a wolf. Let's do this. Let's get the wolf to track on us. Hey, Wolfie Wolf. Hey, nope, I'm right here. Oh, there he goes. He's on me. And here he comes. Now we're just going to bring him with us. Oh, Linux. No. Villager's too OP. All right, I'm going to have to let you go for a second. All right, let's try this again with Linux back at our base. So we see this wolf here. We're going to get this wolf's attention. Oh, look, there's some guys up there too. We're going to bring the wolf with us all the way back to the Star Wars cave. Now, you can pretend like this is one of those storm-infected wolves. And you can bring him back here, especially when you only have 3 hearts. This is a really good strategy. Bring him back. And now you've got your buddies here at the cave who are more than happy to help you out by taking out that wolf and allowing you to get resources. And you can just run. I did get hit because I was trying to show you guys the wolf, but I would recommend running and looking back and making sure the wolf is still on you, and then eventually you'll get to the cave and you'll have buddies. Now, this next tip comes to you from Sir Laughs a Lot. Shout out to him. He was putting in the chat, use a shield, and I just never used shields before. But as we were going along, I noticed that once I got a shield, I don't think I'll ever not use a shield. The shields are so awesome, especially in this mode. So now let me find a roly-poly and show you guys how incredibly useful these shields can be. Okay, here we go. Here's a storm roly-poly. Check this out. This is so awesome. Comes at you, put your shield up. Look at this. He's unconscious, laying on the ground. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Oh, thank you so much, Sir Laughs a Lot. This literally, I think, is one of the best ways to protect yourself when you get shells. Now, also, another really helpful thing about the Star Wars caves is this will allow you to go to an island. And on this island, all 3 biomes are going to be really close to each other. So no matter what seed you use, you will always be able to access those 3 biomes very early on in the game. In my playthrough with Haskins, we ran all the way over to our desert, which was like 2,000 meters away on that seed. And then someone in the chat said, hey, go to the Star Wars island. And we were like, oh, yeah. We could just go through the cave and right there. And the Star Wars cave will always generate near your base, and you can get the macro binoculars to find it easily. And also in this cave, you're gonna find knot root and marble that you're gonna need to upgrade without having to fight any monsters or worry about dying in a cave. So these Star Wars caves are a super huge buff early game. You can also get these beds and break them apart. And when you break them apart, you'll get feathers and cloth. And the great thing about these feathers is you can use those to make arrows for your crossbow. Once you start to get upgraded to some of the higher tools, you can come in here and break all these barrels for copper. So this is a very, very easy, safe way to get some of the knot root, marble, and copper early game. And feathers. And as you can see, right over there is the desert. And right up over those hills is the Frostlands. So you could have all three biomes within a very near distance of each other. And another huge tip that I would definitely recommend doing is have a extra totem of return already prepped and ready to go back at your base. So if you do die, you can put this on and then work up to getting another one without risking your whole world. This really came into play for me. I have died a lot, and every time I came back, we had totems there waiting for us. So I would be able to slap one of those on, get back into the game, and build up the storm core that I needed and not feel like I was at any second going to get hit by a roly-poly and end my whole series. So this will help keep you in the game and keep you alive. And for this last tip, when you go to fight the last brute, you're going to want to be sure that you have bonus hearts, either from eating the spicy burger, which will give you 4 bonus hearts, or you can use a slap juice, which will give you 3 bonus hearts. This is very important because these brutes, especially the wild storm ones, hit hard and they hit fast. Also, a big shout out to Void and Haskins, who were talking about how you can use eggs to eat very quickly and get your health back up. So be sure to have a stack of eggs on you. I'd also recommend snowberry shakes. They also can be consumed quickly and also fill up your hearts quickly. And to be prepared for these battles, I personally believe you should be over prepared and then I would definitely recommend having an uncommon crossbow to deal as much damage as possible, and a longsword, rare, that's made out of copper in case you do have to get into a hand-to-hand battle, but definitely recommend that doesn't happen. You get hit for a second by one of them and you're dead. So be sure you definitely have your totem of return on. Definitely would also recommend stocking up on arrows. And then even before, once you find the brute, you're going to want to split your stacks out. And then once you get your stacks of meat out, you're going to want to come out here. And let's say the brute's over there, probably where those pigs are. We're just going to go through and we're going to drop out a line of meat, which in my playthrough with Haskins, we did this, and I think it helped a little bit. I wouldn't completely just rely on this method, but the brute will actually see the meat, and he'll eat the meat. And while he's eating the meat, if you kind of lead him around, you can take shots at him, and he can even just get distracted for a minute. So if you back off of him, oh, there he comes, you can run away and kind of lure him back into these little meat sections. Let's see. Oh, there he goes. He starts eating. Bam, you can start shooting him. Now, I would definitely not recommend dropping meat in the middle of a brute battle. Don't make that mistake. So set this up as much or as little as you want to before the fight begins, because those other brutes, the storm brutes, are going to move super fast, and that is definitely going to be something that you're going to have to watch out for as you do battle with them. Now, in your fight, you're definitely going to want to have your villager, and I would even recommend doing this fight with a friend if you are struggling. And one other last thing that I learned from playing with Kaz last night is learn how to dodge. I did not realize how little I dodged in this game until very recently with some of the challenges. But this dodging mechanic will save your life. So guys, if you enjoyed this video and if this was helpful in you defeating the first level of expert mode and getting unlocked that Grasslands Trophy, would you do me the biggest of favors and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And as always, by God's grace, have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!